Adults of Reddit, what is something every teenager needs to know? It's okay to say no to anyone. Don't let anyone in your life guilt trip you into doing something you don't want to do or are uncomfortable with. And try to be aware of when you are guilt tripping others. I've watched people do it to others without realizing they are doing it, as it's a learned behavior and to them it's just what is done by everyone. Failing is okay. Failure and mistakes are where you are learning. Cashiers don't care if you buy condoms. As a cashier, I only found it funny when a guy came to buy chocolate and a pack of condoms on Valentine's Day. As a cashier, I found it funny when a guy bought a pack of condoms and some flowers the day after Valentine's Day. Last year I did day after Valentine's just because her job would have made it difficult for her to arrive before 8 p.m. Really, any point that weekend is fine, doesn't have to be on the day. Wife and I always do a pre or post Valentine Day. Less people out and no insanely priced Valentine's specials. Or if they do, who gives a crap? 30 seconds later something else will happen and they will literally never think of you again. Same goes for buying period stuffs if you're a girl. Edited, or if you're anyone. As many have mentioned, buying anything, period supplies / condoms / meds / laxatives / etc., for the person in your life is kind and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks. It sucked for me growing up in a tiny town with one grocery store and one tiny drugstore. Either the cashier was a best friend of my parents or the girl's parents, or it was a classmate from school. Or buying period stuff if you're a boy, no one will shame you for getting pads for your GF / mom / sister or whoever you buying it for. I'm a dude and never understood that stigma. Is it that it's period related, so there's a new factor? Or are some men afraid it'll make them seem feminine? I honestly don't know. To add to this, guys buy your GFS tampons, the cashier doesn't care, they're just as dead inside as you. Exactly. Also, what do you think the person will think? Oh, his girlfriend / sister / friend must be on her period is about the only thing that person would think. And that if he or she even does. Which he or she probably won't even do. Most people probably will just assume you are a caring boyfriend who remembers to buy the tampon she asked you to bring while buying groceries. And isn't that a good thing? I really can't think of anything negative someone would think about it. Nobody will believe they are for you. Nah, surely original poster is sticking them up his butt. Man puns. We all know his secret. Brave of you to assume that I get some action. Trust me, when you do start getting action, you'll need to keep this in mind. Don't be my old roommate who let her boyfriend keep risking it because they were afraid to buy condoms. Being afraid to buy condoms but not being afraid to accidentally get pregnant. 100. Everyone's just winging it, even your parents. Especially if your parent is a pilot. This hits too close. 3 days from furlough. If you don't have a passion, learn new skills. You might find your passion or something you're good at. Good advice. Also, if you do have a passion, embrace it and don't be shy about it. Also, if your passion is something creative like art, design, woodworking, basically anything that has a visual aspect. Be ready to expect unjust criticism, accept constructive criticism, and in my opinion most importantly, and reject any sense of overconfidence in yourself. You think you are the best, you tend to not readily accept any criticism and start looking down on the work of others. Expect the criticism. Accept the constructive advice. Reject the propeller made out of poop. Unless your passion is having people crap on you or something. Then maybe a sensible amount of decorum about your passions is good. When you get to driving, you need to realize that the laws of physics apply to you. They aren't out to get you, they're just indifferent. Slow the F down and don't horse around. You're driving a very heavy machine at speeds we did not evolve to deal with. Be safe. Also, slow down on curves. Friction is your best friend until you reach the breaking point. To add to this, don't brake in curves. Slow down before the curve, then speed up out of the curve. I don't know the physics behind this, but my dad was a police officer and has done some pursuits, and I was told this by my driver's ed instructor who helps instruct police officers too. This is because braking takes away from overall tire grip. Very common fundamental in racing, but can also save your life on public roads where grip is already crappy, especially with stock or old tires. However, this doesn't mean you can't brake at all in a turn. You just have to be wary that there is a limited amount of grip for even the best tires. Piggybacking off of this, always assume that other drivers are out to get you. As some Redditors said, the graves are filled with plenty of people who had the right of way. Same thing goes for conflicts, in my opinion. I'd much rather ignore a random drunk's verbal abuse than end up dead because I called them out on it. Learn to trust your gut when in strange situations. If something feels off, wrong, it probably is. Don't go along with something if it feels wrong. And don't feel bad for not going along. Do what's right for you. And don't belittle someone else for following their gut even if it doesn't make sense to you. While you shouldn't believe those who say these going to be the best years of your life, try to make the most of it, to enjoy the ride. Don't be ashamed of your hobbies and passions. Those who make fun of that can go F themselves. Every feeling you have deserves to be expressed in any constructive manner. Don't fear rejection from those you like/love. Tell them and come what may. Whenever people talk about how these are supposed to be my best years of my life, it makes me sad because I can't see how this is my peak. Not having fun, I'm not experiencing anything and time is passing. Edit, seeing the attention this got definitely made it a little better though. Don't worry, my teenage years were some of the worst years of my life both at home and at school. Things got loads better into my 20s and 30s. 30s are frickin' awesome, man. You're old enough to no longer care what people think of you, and you're still young enough to have fun. I agree. Your body also starts telling you to take care of yourself, and if you listen, it's like being 20, but mostly sober and with more sleep. Yeah, I even went to my brother's wedding when I was in college and his best man was like, college will be the best years of your life. I straight up told him I hope not. Everything was effing awful for me, and after I got out of college I think I was 23 every year after has been better than the last. I would even argue don't let high school be your best years. How crafty would it be to peak not even 1/3 of the way through your average lifespan? Go try new things, meet new people, grow. There's no reason life should end in your teens or 20s. Age gives you different capacities. Sure, you may not be able to party all night anymore, but you'll have the skills and know-how, if you try, to do a lot of things 20-year-old you couldn't do. People, employers, etc., will take advantage of your naivete. In many cases this will be illegal. Know your rights, so when the illegal crap happens you can recognize it. On top of that, stay on top of your finances and don't get into debt if you can avoid it. Living and lawyers both cost a lot of money, and exercising your rights is so much harder if you are financially dependent on the person taking advantage of you. One time I got into a job that's 100% commission-based. No sales, no pay. Turns out it's illegal and they were supposed to be paying me minimum wage even if I don't make sales. I didn't know until I posted here. But thank effing God I dipped out the next day. Avoid unpaid internships like the COVID-19 plague. Also, if your home life supports it, you don't need that job. If it's toxic, i.e. bad management, co-workers, etc., just quit. Find another one, and make sure the environment fits you, not the other way around. The person you love at 17th of May not be the person you love at the 30. You change. They change. If you change together and are still on the same path, that's great. But allow yourselves to change, allow them to change, and reassess whether you're simply together for loyalty or because you still really want a future together with who you both are now. Basically, be willing to let love go. It doesn't mean you didn't love them. You both changed and it happens and it's kind of sad, but will just open you up to be yourself. In addition, allow your love to change. The love you feel at 17 isn't the only love, and it's not necessarily the best love. Also, your love for someone doesn't increase as they do things for you, it increases as you do things for them. If you feel like you're falling out of love, consider whether you're expecting them to tether you or whether you're holding fast to them. Learn how to cook. It's way cheaper and usually faster than takeout. And does less damage to your health, provided you aren't just cooking out of a box all the time. When you do cook, make sure you know what ways to make the food last and eat moderate amounts. The fact that my mom made a really big meal that could be frozen after helped us out a ton at the beginning of the pandemic when it was hard to buy new food. It may have seemed a bit boring, but we were able to eat good, healthy meals every day because of it instead of having to survive off of ramen. This idea would also help a ton in a low-income situation because you can always have at least a day or two of extra food that won't be bad for your body if you eat the same thing for a while. And if you are eating ramen, remember that it's very salty and being dehydrated will often make you tired, hungrier and also a bit irritable, so get used to drinking a healthy amount of water each day, even if you aren't always thirsty. Friend of mine's roommate in college ate literally just like ramen and Pop-Tarts and other crap all of first semester. Dude felt like crap and went to the doctor who told him he had actual scurvy. The crap pirates got when they were stuck on ships for months. Eat effin' fruits and vegetables, everyone. Most of your friends are the product of geographic convenience. Just because you grew up being friends with a neighbor or a fellow student, doesn't mean you owe them your undying loyalty when they start treating you like crap. Yes, it's very possible that you outgrow your childhood friends, or just grow in different directions. At the same time, teens should understand that once your school days are over, high school or college, finding and keeping friends takes so much more effort. Because you don't automatically see them every day. I don't know, some of the best friends I have now I made because we work together every day lol. One of them is from an old job I had 4 years ago, we remained friends after we both quit. So I mean, it really just depends. Yes, workplaces are the closest equivalent. I have one friend today who used to be one of my clients. We haven't worked together since 2009 or so. The thing with workplace friendship is that you got to tread carefully. Getting crap-faced with someone you worked with 4 years ago equals A-okay. Getting crap-faced with someone you currently work with equals you got to trust people. Agreed, plenty more landmines in a workplace. Students are all generally of the same rank. In workplaces, that's rarely the case. Most of your friends are the product of geographic convenience. Logically, this must mean that most of my enemies are the product of geographic inconvenience. Well, in a sense, teenage enemies seem so trivial in hindsight, and most issues were caused by forced proximity. I stopped associating with my former best friend of 24 years because she treated me like crap. She treats all her friends like crap, which is why more of them still talk to me than talk to her. She got me evicted last year when we shared a flat. She was inconsiderate, she was in and out of rehab, which obviously is not a reason to stop being friends with someone. I know many people who have been in rehab who I am still close with, including my brother, but she lied about why she was there each time. Turns out she's actually addicted to opiates and she stole my painkillers when I had a broken ankle and tendinitis and blamed it on her dog. She was cruel and completely lacks empathy, also nothing was ever her fault. She'd sleep with someone's boyfriend and then be confused as to why they didn't want to be friends with her anymore. So yeah, even if you have known someone all your life, even if they're your only friend in the world, luckily I have a few more, it's better to be a bit lonely than compromise your self-esteem and morals clinging to a friendship with someone who doesn't value you. I may miss having someone who I can just hang out with on a moment's notice and can be a bit depressed about it, but after like everyone in my life was like, why are you still friends with this person? I realized I was just clinging to this unhealthy relationship for fear that without it I'd have nothing else. Edit. Went in to fix some typos but then got annoyed about it again, so expanded it again. There's always more to it. Right now isn't the be-all and end-all. Edit. Wowie, thank you for the awards, kind strangers. I will also say that by no means as a teen should your feelings be downplayed, and this is not suggesting that your current issues are minimal. It's important to recognize how you're feeling, but also don't let it consume or dictate how you look towards your future. There is always going to be a better time. To those who reached out to me, keep pushing on. You deserve so much better, will get better and have exciting things ahead. Yeah, they don't tell you this enough when you're younger. No one explains that adulthood just keeps going. The sun is definitely coming up tomorrow and it will be a whole new day, same as today. It just keeps happening. You can take that with pessimism or optimism, it really doesn't matter because we're doing it all again tomorrow. Don't sweat the small stuff, soon it will be years in the past. Life moves very quickly after leaving school, years go by so quickly. Edit, just wanted to say, holy crap, 20k upvotes. I've never had more than 100 before, so thank you. A lot of people have been saying this scares them. Please don't be scared, adult life is great, but you just have to keep yourself active and doing different things. Just make sure to appreciate everything you have and try not to have regrets. I heard a saying once that always felt apt: the older you get, the longer the days, but shorter the years. Personally, I would say don't rush to grow up. Many don't have the luxury. Being child is such a small percent of your lifetime that don't let it pass you by. Before you know it, you will have responsibilities. But for now, take good care of your health, eat well and not on fast food, learn to cook and study hard so that one day you can enjoy a meal cooked by someone else. Travel when you are able to and see the beauty of the world before marking it down as a lost cause. Edit, thank you user lurker_1 who lurks for the hug, much appreciated. Edit 2, thank you to user Kanihei via Joe_eat and user Einsaltfreeze. Both very much appreciated, orange heart. Reddit link. I'm honestly just at the opposite at this point. I just started college and I've had nothing but anxiety. I'm just trying to rush through these next 3 years and GTFO ASAP, so that I can actually have a healthy peace of mind and enjoy my life. It does get easier, but not by an extreme margin. Enjoy the moments of fun that you can presently when possible and go smell the roses a bit. Once you hit over 30, they go from quickly to really fast. A coworker is reaching retirement and said the other day he wondered where all the years have gone. A professor in university told/warned us to enjoy our time in university. I just took those words without much thought. But now that I'm older, I am regularly wondering how it's night already when I had just woken up 5 days ago. Yeah, and then you start thinking about some of your memorable teachers and how when you were their student they were younger than you are now. Always blows my mind to think about. I'm 31 and the fact that I only have to live the past 15 years, the time since I left school, another 2 times before I'm 60 scares the crap out of me. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.